let's talk about how your hormones, your adrenal glands, your stress glands, and your thyroid are all interconnected because these endocrine organs are all linked because they all help you find that balance. Okay. So, as the hormones are shifting and changing, and I'm talking about during perimenopause, menopause for women, and andropause for men, right? There is some shifts going on because at the same time, the adrenal glands have had decades of, we'll say, abuse. Okay. So the adrenal glands job is to really give you that oomph, fight or flight or freeze. So a bear jumps in front of you, you have the energy, the quick cortisol and adrenaline shift to fight, punch it in the nose, flight, run the other direction, or just freeze in place like a little rabbit, right? So what we're looking at over time is that instead of having just a bear jump in front of us once in our lifetimes and we either survive it or don't, we're having in modern day society, we're having the bear every single day, the traffic, the stressors, the all kinds of different environmental things that are giving us a lot of support and a lot of challenge, I'll say, a little too much challenge for the cortisol and the adrenaline. So when we respond once, we can survive it. But if we have to respond over and over and over and over, what ends up happening is the cortisol level goes up. And so there's this hyper alert, hyper aware kind of stage where you're just always on. Okay. But that's completely exhausting and no one can keep that up forever. So then there's this up and down where sometimes you're hyper alert, hyper aware, and other times exhausted, the wired but tired scenario. Okay. So the end stage of that, of course, is adrenal collapse, where you can't even mount any response at all. But a lot of people are in this wired but tired kind of scenario where they are just struggling to maintain this balance. Okay. And so then when estrogen and progesterone start to shift for women or testosterone starts to shift for men, it becomes extra difficult because then we have all of these things in flux. Okay. And how does the thyroid link in with this? The thyroid is like the engine, right? So if that is not perfect, then we don't have the resources to respond to the stressors. Okay, so that really is linked there. And sometimes we can see that in our thyroid, especially T3. We sometimes see the the T3 out of optimal ranges is like a revving of the thyroid trying to respond to stressors. Okay. So all of these are linked together. And that really means that when you feel out of balance, especially age 40 to 65, somewhere in there, then we really need to look at all of those. Let's look at the hormones and really do a deep dive there. Let's look at the thyroid, do a deep dive, and really let's look at the adrenal glands and make sure that they're not out of balance. That is how you get more of a overall holistic view of your health.